Hello everyone! Welcome to the 42nd episode of The Ruins of Warsaw. I'm Alexandra and I'm the Storyteller.
Hi, I'm Dolores and I'm playing Janina Bruja.
Hi, my name is Faye and I'm playing Beatrice Wozniak, the Fan Oblivion.
And as always, we have partners acting as Keeper of the Elysium in the chat and helping us with tech, for which we are very grateful. Thank you all so much for joining us for yet another episode of our story. We really appreciate you being with us to continue the journey of Bea and Janina. And let's start with a quick recap of what happened last time. Janina went to feed together with her sire, Daniel. And during the ultimately successful feeding escapade, they had a chance to discuss some of Janina's growing closer relationship with the Bruja Primogen and Daniel's reservations about that or less favorable opinion of Primogen that he and presumably his anarch friends shared. Bea, on the other hand, was at the Elysium, where, after finishing her task of piecing together what happened at the hotel during Sabbath attack, she met up with Ventru, Cornelia, and spoke to her for some time about the coming interrogation of Arek, a Sabbath gangrel who got captured with Bea's help, who previously betrayed Bea's former coterie that included Cornelia's child, Marcin. Cornelia spoke about how she didn't really feel satisfaction at capturing Arek, since it would not bring her child back. She also apologized to Bea for her problems with memory being revealed to the Tremere, Mr. Cernowski, saying it was not her decision, and advising her to, since it got revealed, use the fact that he will not expect her to remember everything that happens, to feed back Cornelia and Clan Ventru about what exactly he asked Arek, just in case he doesn't convey everything. The next night, Janina, having woken up, found a drawing in the bathroom, long unvisited bathroom in her room. The drawing made in lipstick and blood, looking like a face combining Bea's face and face of Sabbath Malkavian Irmina. And I made a mistake here because I said let's go with Bea not having revealed to Janina that Irmina was looking for her, but I actually went back to check it, and you talked about this. None of us remembered it last time. But because Janina hasn't done anything with the drawing yet, I think we can just go with,
Okay.
Yes, Janina knows that Irmina has been walking around with Bea's face on during the Sabbath attack. And you can do with that whatever you wish, Dolores.
Yay!
After that, Janina briefly met up with Nastia and was going to go feed, but she was invited to come along with a ghoul of Zygmunt, Mr. Potocki, a lecturer at the University of Warsaw, teaching medicine, who took her to a university hospital where some of the bodies of victims from the Sabbath attack have been stored for Janina to conduct experiments on preserving the blood from corpses as a step towards her overarching goal of establishing a blood bank for the Warsaw kindred that Zygmunt told her to work on. She was successful in her attempt, ultimately, or at least she thinks she was. She left a sample of blood that she is pretty convinced will last. But as she was looking at the corpses, she had a flashback to memory of Nella, whom she diablerized some time ago when being held captive by Sabat. And was struck by the reality that all these people were humans with their own lives who were murdered by the Sabat during the attack. Meanwhile, Bea assisted the Tremere, Mr. Sarnowski, in interrogating Arek. An experience she was very into at first, wanting to perhaps take vengeance for her friends who died because of Arek. But as the questioning progressed, accompanied by a very impersonal approach and torture of Mr. Sarnowski, and as Bea looked into Arek's thoughts and into his inner turmoil, realizing his own pain and the fact that he did not want to cause the death of all of the coterie, at least not Bea, not few, some of the others. She became more and more disturbed by what Mr. Sarnowski was doing and she herself was doing, and ended up consoling Arek at the end. And after leaving, she started crying somewhere down in the basement of Hotel Bristol in a corner. And that was where we ended last time. And we will now pick up. But we will start with Janina, who is walking back to Hotel Bristol from the lab she got given at the university hospital. Janina, you are walking in this heavy, wet snow that started falling. You feel that some of it starts sliding down your neck and to your back. Your hair is dripping with water. But you know you have reasons to be optimistic about your experiments. You succeeded at the first stage of your task. You remember that the drawing that was made in blood and lipstick on your bathroom mirror, you left it. Therefore, now you haven't mentioned it to anybody yet. You remember Nastia, whom you left at Hotel Bristol when you went with Mr. Potocki to conduct your research, and her looking back at you as she was walking away, just turning over her shoulder. And you remember somewhere in your head the memory of your murdered sister and her funeral, a memory that wasn't your own, but felt like your own, but wasn't. Is there anything else on your mind? Is there anything you wish to do on the way, or are you heading straight to the hotel?
I think I will probably head to the hotel, but I might keep an eye out for any potential snack.
All right, so keeping an eye out for snack, roll your wits and alertness with difficulty 7.
I like to live dangerously. What was the difficulty? 7?
7.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
All right, 2 is absolutely enough. So as you're walking in this heavy, wet snow, There aren't that many people in the street. Those who could hid somewhere returned to whatever homes they managed to find in the ruined city. But you eventually see a man walking, slightly hunched, keeping a newspaper over his head, walking at a fairly fast pace, but then slowing down as he slips on the ice that started forming on the pavements. And he's on his own. There's no one else around.
Okay, I will slowly. Is he in front of me? So
yes, he's coming from the opposite direction.
Okay, then I will walk normally, and after we passed each other, then I will turn around and try to grab him from behind.
So you can absolutely walk past him. He glances at you, but doesn't really pay much attention. And then you turn around and you jump to overpower him and roll your strength, potence, and brawl. Difficulty 6.
Four successes.
4 successes. So you jump on the man and grab him, and he almost manages to push you away, but then he slips on the ice and falls into your grip, and you are able to just hold him and bite into his neck, which I presume you're doing.
Of course.
How much do you take?
I'm trying to aim for 2.
You have 6 blood points.
Yes.
That's okay. You don't have to roll for self-control then. You can take 2.
Yay.
You're not
successful feeding
particularly hungry when you're feeding sometimes.
I'm so proud of myself.
You forgot what that's like.
Yeah.
So you can take 2 blood points. The man goes limp in your grip as you start drinking.
Okay,
and he's dazed. He's maybe not fully unconscious, but it will take him a moment to come to.
Okay, I will maybe walk him a few steps just to make sure that he doesn't collapse.
Oh, he's going down.
Okay.
In
that case, I'm going to walk him towards the wall, so I could place him on the wall, and then I will leave him.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. And you are confident you didn't take that much blood. He will be okay. It is a little bit cold and wet, but as you're walking away, you can hear him starting to just groan and slowly taking in his surroundings and getting ready to get up.
I will glance towards him, make sure that he's walking, and then I will proceed to walk back to the hotel. I don't think I'm not close to the other haven.
No, it's so you're coming from the opposite sort of direction, so you would have to keep going past where you turn towards hotel.
In that case, I'm going to the hotel.
Okay. So you're going to the hotel, having fed successfully, less hungry than you usually are. It was easier to keep control this time. You didn't really have to struggle as you often do.
Nobody witnessed it.
No. They probably won't believe you.
Yeah, I know.
And as you are getting close to the hotel, you see emerging from a side street before you, not long distance before you, 2 silhouettes that you recognize as Isidore and Zoya. Both are wearing long coats He's holding an umbrella, and she is walking a bit faster than him, occasionally stepping to the side, stepping to the front, into the wet snow. And you see her just raising her face towards the falling snow and water. And Isidore touching her arm gently. And she leans towards him a little bit, coming under the umbrella again.
Are they coming towards the hotel?
They are going towards the hotel. They are like a little bit in front of you, but not hugely.
Okay, I'm not going to approach them, so I will just keep my usual walk and just follow them like in the same direction, but I'm not making any attempts to make contact with them.
Are you trying to hide from them?
No, I'm just not pretending to not see them, just minding my own business. For once.
Let's see if they notice you. Yeah. So as you are just sort of walking at your own pace, you see Isidore just sort of glance to the side and back a little bit, and he does stop for a moment and sees you.
I will wave back at him.
He gives you a nod.
And I continue walking. Unless, like, they stop to talk to me, I'm just going to walk to the hotel.
They don't. They keep walking. But as you are coming towards the hotel, you see Isidore stops at the door, and he continues to hold the door for you to come in.
Thank you. Not again. Just thank him and go inside.
Janina, how are you?
Oh, I guess I'm okay. What about you?
You see that Zoya went inside a little bit, and she's waiting. Like, now that you both came in, she's kind of close, but she is a few steps away, and she goes more rigid. She's sort of looking at you, but not really.
I will wave at her, but I keep my attention on Isidore.
As you wave at her, she kind of gives this fake smile and nods her head. Isidore, replying to your question, says, I must admit I have been better.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. He glances to Zoya. We're deciding what to do next.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is she holding up well? I glance at her and back to Isidore.
Zoya, at this, steps kind of closer to you, looks straight at you, and says, No, I'm not okay. My child is dead. And then she kind of eases up a little bit. It's okay. It's not your fault.
Just me, the player. Her child was Wanda?
No, her child was Elka, who died during the
right.
Sabbath attack.
Right. Sorry. Okay, so that is not.
Wanda was her friend, and that very much was your fault.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm asking, because I mixed the two up. Okay, this is not my fault, so that's fine.
This is not your fault.
All right. Then I will look at her And I say, I wish we could have helped her.
Yeah, so did I.
I guess we just have to make sure that no one else has to die.
Zoya, a real perception and empathy. Actually.
It's not going to be good. I don't know what are the odds, but...
Oh, difficulty 6.
Okay, then I have 1 success.
Alright, well, somehow she also rolled very badly. So you do see that she is angry, but not quite at you, just in general. But as you say that, you see that she just doesn't. She's almost annoyed by what she's saying, but that's because she just doesn't believe that it's possible that no one else will die and be hurt. Just dispirited. And Isidore looks to you and says, "That is what I intend to do, to the extent of my ability."
Yes, you're a good leader of your group.
He glances towards Zoya. I don't know if I'm much of one.
I just...
Zoya kind of puts a hand on his arm and says, "You're all right. It's not your fault. We have to deal with this shit."
Have you seen Daniel tonight?
Isidore looks to you. Yes, he stayed behind. We went out just to feed.
So he's out?
No, he should be somewhere around.
Okay, that's good.
I think he was going to speak to Nina.
Good. All right, then I will leave you to things, and I'm going to try to catch up with my sister.
Of course.
Have a good evening. And if you need any help, don't hesitate to ask me. I don't know how much I can help, but I'm willing to help you in anything you need.
Isidore says, "I appreciate the sentiment. I will keep this in mind. Have a good rest of the night, Janina."
Isidore, Zoya.
And Zoya, you see, as you say that, she just glances at you and there is some kind of pain in her face, but she doesn't say anything. She gives you like a slight nod, but she doesn't reply.
And I will just wave at them and just go upstairs.
Will you be heading towards the Elysium or your room?
I think first I probably go check our rooms, both of the rooms, and then if I don't find Belle there, then I will go to the Elysium.
So, speaking of Bea, let's see where she will be and what she will be up to. Bea, you're sitting.
Just checking my mic is working.
Yes, it's working. Good. You are sitting in a corner in an empty basement corridor, not very frequented space in the hotel, and you are looking at yourself. In your pocket mirror, you see your face covered in bloody tears, and you are feeling self-disgust looking at your reflection when we last left off.
I start making an attempt to wipe the bloody tears away from my face to clean up as much as I can. And once I'm satisfied with that, I start practicing trying to get my face to a more neutral expression than the traumatized one it was in earlier. Once I'm content with that, I start practicing how to smile again. It doesn't quite look right, but it looks... Eventually I give up and close the mirror, relieved to not be looking at myself anymore. And then get up and start walking. I'm not entirely sure where I'm walking at first. But it leads me sort of up the flights of stairs and to some of the higher floors. And eventually I end up sort of wondering what the hell I'm doing. And I feel like I need to speak to someone, but I don't know who at first. I know that Janina is away. So I end up going through my journal and looking at my notes and seeing that Antoni is still, recovering at the moment, or at least was last I noted it. So I decide that I might try and distract myself and start heading towards his room.
All right, you locate his room, you have it written down in your journal where it is. Mm-hmm. And as you reach the door, I presume you knock?
Mm-hmm.
And you hear Antoni's voice asking, who is it?
It's Beatrice Wozniak.
Oh. Miss Wozniak, please enter. It's open.
I open the door and step inside.
And you see Antoni is not in his bed anymore. He is sitting in an armchair in the room, wearing loose shirt and trousers. He's dressed. He's not moving much. He doesn't really... Well, he makes a, move as if he wanted to stand up and then winces in pain.
I just sort of hold my hand up and I sort of don't worry about it.
Yeah, he has been reading a book that he now puts away to the side table. And he looks to you and are you trying to hide the state you were in?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not convinced I'm doing the best job, so I'm happy to take a higher difficulty.
Okay, then roll your manipulation and subterfuge with difficulty 7.
I have 2 successes.
So he doesn't appear to notice. He, as he winces in pain, he just sits back in place again and says, Ms. Wozniak, a pleasure to see you.
Glad to hear it. I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not at all. I was just, rereading a book I read before.
Just wondering if you'd like some company.
Of course. And he has another chair in the room that he gestures towards. Please take a seat.
Thank you. And I go towards it and take a seat, and my hand is maybe a little bit of a firmer grip on the chair as I lean into it, trying to stop it from shaking. Are you feeling any better this evening?
I'm healing slowly.
Oh, I'm glad to hear there's some progress anyway. I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty terrible at small talk, but I do happen to have a deck of playing cards if that would pass the time.
Of course, unless you have any news from the outside world you wish to share. He gestures around the room.
I think at that my expression does falter somewhat. My eyes turn downcast. I sort of bite my lip for a second and go, nothing pleasant.
Anything unpleasant you want to talk about? Or we can just play cards if you'd prefer.
I didn't come here with the intention of burdening you.
Believe me, I have many burdens. I'm sure I can take one more.
I pause for a moment, sort of thinking it over. And then I pull out the deck and start shuffling it and think about what I want to say. And then whilst I'm sort of dealing, I was assisting Mr. Cernovsky earlier this evening with an interrogation.
I understand. Must have been not a pleasant experience.
I can't say I'm growing any fonder for blood magic. The prisoner, I knew him before all of this. We were in a coterie together at the start of the war.
The gangrel, if I've been told correctly.
Yes. And then he betrayed us, and it led to the death of the rest of my coterie. And I suppose I was naive when I walked into that room wanting justice or vengeance or I don't know. At the start, it was easy to just see him as some Sabbat monster. But there's something about being in someone's head while they're being tortured that I suppose it gives you an intimate understanding of them.
And they had you do that, be in his head, all the way through.
Yes.
Of course he would have.
I wanted to help, but
I assume you didn't know what you were signing up for.
I thought I did. I can't say I had much experience of interrogations beforehand, so I suppose I did so somewhat naively.
They're not pleasant affairs, and especially not when Tremere are involved.
I shudder slightly, remembering watching Arek's limbs wither in front of me.
They're brutal as a clown, all of them. I can imagine worked with some before. They're useful for things like that, but you have to wonder
It's unsettling. He just looked so impassive while doing this.
The scariest thing is that I'm sure he was. You might think that when you think of brutality and ruthlessness, you might think of, I don't know, like a gangrel coming at you with claws, but from what I saw of Tremere, they're the worst ones among us in the Camarilla, useful for certain things like that, but I think they're all trained to be like that, to accept orders without question, not stopping on account of conscience. But Bear, I know it hurts, but what was done, And you see this sort of disgust flash in his face, this kind of pain of something. I suppose it had to be done.
I did what was asked of me. I did more than what was asked of me. And now I look in the mirror and I don't think I like who I see there anymore. I'm sorry.
No, I must admit I know the feeling. I did a lot of things that hurt like that. They were my duty. And I suppose pain and guilt are part of doing our duty, for better or for worse.
Thank you for listening and for understanding. And I try and give him a small smile, but it probably looks a little bit broken.
He smiles at you, but it's also a bit broken, and he's deep in thoughts now. I'm sorry I don't have anything more cheerful to say. Or a better consolation.
That's all right. I think I need to sit with this for a while.
Shall
Cards?
we play? Yeah.
Yes.
He smiles at that as he starts talking, gesturing towards cards at the same time.
Yes, I think that would be preferable. Start playing some generic card game.
You give him some cards and you play a generic card game. Not really talking. He's at least not talking as he does. But he smiles at you occasionally. What's running through your head as you're playing with him?
That I really appreciated his counsel and that I felt connected to him through a sort of shared pain. That I like when he smiles at me. And I do feel myself start to relax over the course of the card game. I'm still mulling over what happened, but I'm now trying to accept what happened as my duty, and that I do deserve to hurt, and I do deserve to feel guilty for what I did, because I think I went too far, and I think that the whole thing went too far, but I did also do what I needed to do for the Camarilla.
And you're beginning to relax, at least a bit, as you're playing card game. With Antoni smiling at you, very faintly, but still smiling over the cards. Janina, before you head upstairs, one thing I forgot. You start walking towards the stairs. And Mariusz, the ghoul who is usually at the reception, calls to you. Miss Shivak?
Yes.
And he steps from behind his desk and is heading towards you, holding a letter, like a piece of paper.
Mail.
I have a message for you. I hope you're having a pleasant night.
Thank
He
you.
bows slightly.
I will bow back and take the piece of paper, and I'll check it quickly.
So you see, are you reading it? It's just like written, handwritten note. It's not very long. So it reads, Dear Nina, Zygmunt asked me to join him at his workshop. I will likely spend the rest of the night there, but should be back tomorrow. I hope you are all right and manage to drink. I am sorry we won't see each other tonight. Zygmunt said that if you need to speak to him, you can call him on this number, and it gives a number. I miss you, Nastia.
I'll look at it and I'll put it into my jacket and go towards our rooms to check. First Bea and Felicia's room and then my room.
Well, Bea isn't in any of those rooms.
Okay, then I will head. Maybe I will probably like comb my hair a bit to not make Bea proud. And then I will head towards the Elysium to check if Bea's there.
Let's just see how Bea is getting on with Antoni. So you play cards for a bit. Do you want to stay long? Do you... he's not kicking you out.
Okay. So maybe play a couple of rounds of cards and then eventually excuse myself and hope that he has a pleasant rest of the evening.
He just says, it might take time to process. Let it take time.
Thank you.
Thank you for your company.
I was about to say the same thing. Have a pleasant evening.
He just smiles at that. Well, it's a wider, warmer smile.
Mine's a little bashful. And then I'll see myself out.
Where are you headed?
I think once I get outside, I'm suddenly a little unsure of what to do. But I guess I'll head towards Elysium.
So let's say you meet outside there, coming from different directions.
My face lights up when I see Bea.
I'm glad to see you.
Saying, how was your task?
Can we go back to our rooms?
Of course. No, I won't check because I know Nastia isn't there, and Daniel should be somewhere around, so that's fine. I'm not going to the Elysium to check if there's anyone, so I just lead Bea back to my room.
Once we get inside, I've been pretty quiet through the walk.
I didn't say anything.
I go and sit down on one of the beds. Well, it
I sit next to you.
It was unpleasant.
I can imagine. Are you okay?
Dolores, can you speak up a little bit?
Sorry, it's usual, my calm voice. Are you okay?
Not really, but I think I will be. I need some time to process.
You want to talk about it?
Sure, why not? I've already spoken about it once this evening. Why not twice? I was, I was helping Mr. Sinofsky with RX interrogation.
Yes, you mentioned that.
I guess it was a bit stupid of me not to think that he'd use blood magic during it.
Was it gross?
It was pretty awful. I watched his limbs wither and just shrivel. He burnt him just by touching him.
Sounds awful. And the things that we saw at the Sabbath were also horrible. But this sounds just as awful.
The Sabbat will hurt you with this level of glee. Mr. Sinofsky hurt him with just this cold impassiveness, and I don't think I know which one I find more frightening.
That's
But I helped. It was my job, so I was in Arik's head for it. I saw my friends die.
I'm sorry.
And I got so angry at him that I wanted to make him hurt as well, so I did. And then I realized that he hadn't wanted to hurt most of us. He wanted me to escape from the Sabbat. He was a stupid boy. Why did he trust them?
I don't know. Sometimes some people just get easy. It's easier for them to, I don't know, be brainwashed by some promises. I don't know. It's hard to understand. But I guess you knew him before, so there had to be something about him that
he wanted
good.
He wanted to fight back against the Germans. He wanted to protect his home. He didn't like that we weren't able to fight back. He hated it, and he resented Marcin for not letting him. And so he was told by the Sabbat that he had to bring Marcin to them, and he had to diablerize him, and he did. He was our friend. He didn't do it gladly, but he still did it.
I'm sorry, I understand. I think I understand Eric's frustration, I guess. But I felt a lot like him even before I became this. So I guess when you have some power and you're not allowed to use it, he was a coward, I guess. He couldn't deal with it. I'm sorry your friends had to suffer. And you as well.
But I also hurt him. And I don't think what I did was justified. I don't think any of what we did was justified. And I just feel sick. I don't know.
You did what you were supposed to do, and yeah, I agree, it doesn't make it justified. I mean, especially when it was someone you used to know. I think it was kind of cruel of them to ask you to do this. And yes, you agreed, but I mean, you didn't know what you were signing up for. Don't beat yourself over it. It's not really your fault.
That's coming from you.
Yeah. Ironic, isn't it?
I don't know. There was this viciousness in me when we started. But as I grew to understand him more and more, as I saw his thoughts unravel and heard the awful things that were said and done to him, I just ended up pitying him. And I don't know what to do with that. It was easier when I was angry. And I don't know. I wonder that even if I'd known, would I have not chosen to do this, or I don't know. I don't suppose it matters now. We can't change it.
Unfortunately, we can't change the past, I guess. But I mean, at least you can think of him. Did you remember any good times that you two shared?
There was a few nights when, during the early days of the war, and I'd woken up screaming. He was freaking out. But we ended up sitting with each other and holding each other. And he started telling me stupid stories of the things that some of the boys around him had gotten up to when they were kids. And he made me laugh.
That sounds nice. I mean, maybe you did help him remind who he used to be. And I mean, it's not a consolation, but maybe it was nice for him to see you again.
I'm not sure I'd agree with that statement, but thank you for trying.
I'm sorry, I think I'm not good at consolations.
That's okay.
I'm better with making a mess and distracting you within it.
I'm starting to...
You would be very proud of me because I fed on my way back alone and it went great.
I'm very proud of you. Well done, dear.
Thank you. Who was the other person you told? Was it Felicia?
Oh, no,
Is she back?
No, I didn't want... I was worried that if I spoke to Felicia, she's so sensitive to pain. I was worried I'd hurt her, even if it was over the phone. I don't know. I just worry. No, I dropped by Mr. Bieletsky's room since he's room bound at present.
Oh. Is he okay? Is he doing better?
He was out of bed, so I suppose somewhat better.
That's an improvement. I hope he was better at consoling you than I am.
I think we have a few things in common, so yep, it was good.
I'm glad there's someone else you can go to. Someone with more, I guess, reasonable approach to things.
Sure. I'm sure you are capable of reasonable, rational thought, Janina. You just need to stop and think about things.
Yeah, you're right.
You're a smart young woman.
I don't know if this is a good moment to tell you about it, but I went into the bathroom earlier this night and I saw, well, I think it was a drawing of your face and face of that woman who tries to wear your face in our room.
Oh, I sort of looked towards the bathroom door with
I think I left
discomfort.
Yeah, you left it. You haven't done anything with it.
I just don't know. I guess it's just kind of uncomfortable to think that she was here.
Yes. I'm going to go and have a look at it if that's all right.
Yes, I thought I would.
Thank you.
Leave it there.
Thank you for letting me know about that charming present. And I head through to the bathroom.
I will go after Bear, but not go right into the bathroom, just wait into the door frame to look at what she's doing.
Of course. So you wait there, and Bear goes in to look at the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And you see in the mirror a face that looks a little bit like yours, but not quite. There's different sets of features blending with yours. It is somewhere in between your face and another face. And you can smell some blood coming from it. And you see some of it is done in lipstick, some of it in blood. Mixed together.
Charming as ever. All right. And I lean forward and put my hand on it and activate Spirit's Touch.
Then roll your perception and empathy. Difficulty 7. Still.
Okay. I take it. I'm not convinced either insightful or hidden pain are going to be relevant, but
no, not quite.
That's fine.
No, not for this. No,
that's fine. Oh God, sorry. I've just realized that is 6 successes.
6 successes, and you do have hidden pain as well.
Yeah, and I rolled 3 10s.
Okay. No, that's good. That's amazing. Okay then. So, you touch it and you focus, and immediately you see your reflection still behind the drawing, but the drawing is now unfinished, and you see your own face as you are drawing with a lipstick, and your face that isn't quite your face is almost fitting into the frame of the face that you're sketching, and drawing the features, and sometimes pausing and taking a knife that is dripping in blood and taking some of blood and mixing it in with the lipstick, sketching the same contour of the face, the same features. And you see your own hand doing it, and you see your own eyes and your own face reflected in the mirror behind the drawing. And you see, as you're looking, the eyes of your reflection meet your eyes for a moment, and the smile, the mischievous smile appears on your face, seemingly directed straight at you. And you can see behind your own face a different face of a younger woman with blonde hair, the face you know, or at least that elicits emotions in you. And there is the same mischievous smile there. But you see, even as your own face in reflections continues to smile mischievously, Irmina's face falters, and her eyes go more intense, and there is this longing in her face, and you see the blood that she's sketching with, and you see a disgust at her face, not quite at the blood, and some memory that comes with it. And you see her eyes glance to the side and to the other side in a scared, almost paranoid way. And you see her body withdraw a little bit in this defensive position, as the face she's wearing, your face, continues to smile in this mean, mischievous way, continues to draw the contour. And you're back.
Did you saw anything?
Well, her being her usual charming self. I don't quite know how to verbalize it. I was almost seeing behind her. She is a deeply troubled woman.
You don't say.
Well, I think that's enough of that.
Do you want me to clean it?
I don't think we need to keep it for posterity's sake. I'll help. Help wash it off.
So you wash off together the drawing. The lipstick leaves a little bit of sort of greasy stains. You have to scrub it a little more. The blood is dried out. But you manage to clean it off the mirror.
Looking better.
Yes, at least less horrific.
Yeah, but it's still uncomfortable to think that she was here.
Yes.
In my room. Imagine if we were here. Or imagine if I was here and I thought that she was you.
I'd really rather not. I need to teach him more aspects.
What time is it right now?
I think it's getting sort of late. Like, if you want to do something fairly short in the hotel, you still can. but it is getting towards the time to start getting ready to sleep for the day.
I don't think we have anything else to do.
No, I don't think so. I think tomorrow night I'll call Felicia and see how she's doing.
Of course, we can visit her if she will feel up to it.
Yes, I just wanted to check with her first.
Yeah. I just, as I'm sitting and talking, I remember the note in my pocket, and it reminds me of my work, what I did, and I will try to tell Bea about everything that I did work-wise on the blood samples.
I think a fair bit of it goes over my head, but there's at least I understand the fact that you think you've succeeded. That's wonderful news. Well, I hope it'll turn out well.
It feels really good to do something not as dangerous and useful, I guess.
And can help people.
Yes, exactly.
I suppose that would have been part of your job from before.
Yeah. Before it was more rewarding, I guess.
Well, maybe you can find something rewarding in this.
I definitely have a few people that I want to be well in this society. And
Bless you.
Do you want to stay with me tonight?
Yes, if I could, that would be appreciated.
I will enjoy your company.
Good.
But don't have any nightmares, okay?
I'll try. I make no promises.
And you get ready to go to bed and lie down. As you start feeling your whole body fills with heaviness, getting sleepy, ready to fall asleep as the sunrise approaches.
Envious of vampires, so easily falling asleep.
So am I.
It's unfair.
So am I, believe me. Janina, what is running through your head as you're falling asleep? What are the main things on your mind?
I think I worry about Bea, because I feel bad for her because what she was doing, and that she seemed distressed about interrogation of Arek, and there's a bit of worry that she's going to have a nightmare and going to be unwell the next night. Other than that, I think about the work and the fact that I have to call Zygmunt tomorrow to inform him about my process, and also Nastia, and that I miss her and that I would love to spend some time with her, and I hope that soon she will come back. I think that's the main three things.
You fall asleep worrying about Bea and thinking of Nastia. Bea, what is running through your head as you lie down, your body feeling heavier and heavier before you fall asleep?
My head's a bit of a mess. There's this yearning to be close to Felicia. I feel like being close to her would help. I'm still feeling awful about what I did to Arek, but I'm trying to take comfort from what both Antoni and Janina said about having done what I was asked to do. And I'm glad to be with Janina in her company. And I think the last thing before I fall asleep is Antoni's smile.
You fall asleep with that image in your mind. And as you are sleeping, you can both regain a point of willpower.
Oh, I need it.
You can also lose
I don't want
blood
this.
to wake
Yeah.
up.
That's my least favorite part.
Yeah.
I was so proud
yeah, I
in
know.
these two
I know.
points. And now they're
But that's the fate of Kindred. And there, you can roll for nightmares. Difficulty 7.
I swear you need to roll now.
Could I regain those 2 points back for my soldier nature? As we just
You could regain 1 for
one.
that.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know
No,
why I
that's
said
okay.
2 there. I think I was thinking about Janina losing 2. Thank you. Oh dear.
No, I don't like this.
What was my difficulty for this?
7.
Okay, good. I have a 7 and a 1.
No.
Okay. But it's
It
not
can
a
be worse.
botch,
It's not
at
a botch.
Well, at least something.
So it's just penalties.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll start with Janina, who is the first one to wake up. Janina, you open your eyes after dreamless sleep. You emerge back into consciousness.
I would first look around, and as soon as I see Bea, I just relax. And
Well,
I
you see Bea move in her sleep. There is an occasional, maybe not full-on scream, but definitely the painful sound. Her face looks contorted in pain, fear. She's like moving quite a lot in her sleep.
I will kneel next to her. I'm not touching her yet, and I'm going to sing the lullaby that I heard her Felicia sing to her. And I will silently whisper the lullaby into her ear, hoping that it will calm her a bit.
She's still twitching and moving in her sleep. Maybe she hears you, maybe she doesn't, but doesn't appear to have effect.
Okay. And I will lightly stroke her hair into the point so I don't think she could feel it because it's like very lightly. And I'm just going to wait for a bit longer to see if she calms down or if I will have to intervene somehow.
As you are sort of stroking her hair, Bea, roll your humanity with difficulty 8.
Oh god, what's my humanity?
Not super high.
It's not right. Huh. Okay, I've got 3 8s and a 9. I've got 4 successes.
Okay, so Bea, you are running through burning city, enveloped in smoke. There is a crowd of people coming the opposite direction, crushing you from every side. You are trying to push your way through. You know you need to get somewhere. And people shove you out of the way. You fall and stumble, and you're desperate to keep going. You move ahead with more purpose, and you find yourself shoving others out of the way. You see yourself pushing them to the side. You feel somebody's bones crack as you step on them. You feel your hand grip the flesh, ripping face of someone who came close to you. You're pushing through the crowd. You have to push like this. Push through the mass of bodies coming up against you. And you know you're hurting them as you run forward, feeling the smell of their blood in your nostrils, feeling the heat from the fires around you, feeling the smoke, feeling and burning your lungs, burning your skin as it comes closer. The heat becomes unbearable. As you're pushing forward, now terrified, desperate to find somebody, you know you have to get to them before it will be too late. But your hand come against those people, and you're pushing, you're tearing, you're trying to stumble through the crowd that will crush you unless you crush it first, unless you continue in the same brutal manner. And you feel the blood on your hands, and you feel the heat all around you. And as you're moving forward, you see people coming at you, people without faces, move away from your touch. You see, as the heat increases, their faces starting to burn and turn to ash, their clothes catching on fire as you're pushing through the fire. And there's some melody coming through, and there's someone touching your head, and you wake up. There's someone near you.
I sort of wake up and then roll away from the person, possibly falling off the bed in the process.
You probably come up like against the wall.
Okay. Then once I'm sort of pressed up against the wall. Okay. Bad dreams. Fire, melting faces. I can't find them, and their blood is on my hands.
I'm sorry. Yes, your nightmare sounds horrible.
Dolores, can you speak up a little bit?
So, as usual. I'm sorry you have such horrible nightmares.
Am I still groggy and tired?
Yes, you're still feeling groggy. You're awake, but you feel like this is too early to be awake.
What a mood.
Isn't it?
I think sort of looking at Janina, just kind of quietly murmuring again that there was so much blood. And then I kind of curl up against the wall and sort of fade back into sleep as there's no longer danger, as I know I'm safe.
If Belle gets back to sleep, I just let her. And I will just get up and go towards the window, do my usual round of checking people, and occasionally glance towards Belle.
So you glance outside the window. You see the snow has melted now. There are still wet patches of melting snow left in a few places, but most of it is gone. It is raining currently, but it looks like it was raining fairly heavily. Now it's stopping to rain. There are a few people walking along the streets with umbrellas, some trying to shield themselves from the rain with newspapers, some just running as fast as they can. You see a car go past.
Okay, then I'm just thinking about the night, and if I have any plans. I know that I have to call Zygmunt. Probably go feed, because I feel okay, and yesterday it went so well, so I feel like I should keep it up. And then I also want to be there for Belle. I don't think I have any other plans.
Nastia said she should come back tonight.
Okay. Oh, that's something to look forward to.
And as you glance to Bea, you see that she is twitching occasionally as she drifted back to sleep. And there's an occasional grimace on her face, but it's less intense than it was.
Okay, I don't want to scare her more, and so I just wait for her to wake up. If there's like I don't know if I probably have some book that I had before.
Yes, you do. You
So
have
I
some
will
of your
probably
medicine
sit
books.
and just glance through it, read maybe something. If there's like something interesting for me that I can understand and read, then I will just. Otherwise, I'm just like glancing from one thing to another, waiting for Bea to wake up.
Bea, as you drift back to sleep, there are echoes of bombs in your head, and there is this heat burning your skin and burning people around you. And there are your hands tearing at people's flesh, causing them pain. But it's less. The memories of the dream fade much more quicker. It's almost disjointed. And then you wake up again, sitting against the wall, curled up.
I look up and see Janina. Good evening.
Good evening, dear. And I will put away the book. Did you manage to sleep a bit better after you woke up?
Oh, I suppose, I say, kind of rubbing my hand, feeling sort of the echo of blood on my palm. I think I need a shower.
Enjoy. You wanted to call Felicia, so I'm just reminding.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I head through to start getting ready for the day and try and wash off the feeling from the dream.
You get in the shower. Does it help, you think?
A little bit. There's also this sensation in my chest, and as I glance in the mirror as I pass, I kind of not quite recoil from my own reflection, but just grimace slightly. I can't quite remember why, but I'm not pleased at seeing myself. And then I get into the shower and just watch the water going down the plug hole for some time. Eventually come out and get ready.
Janina, are you doing anything in particular as Bea is in the shower, or do you continue?
I just maybe pick up the book again and just wait for her. And maybe like comb my hair. Nothing too fancy, you know.
How extravagant for Janina.
So, Bea, you get ready, dress up, makeup. Janina combed her hair, and you meet up again.
That's the extent.
I'm so proud.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
For Nastia.
Right. I'll go see if I can use the phone at reception.
Yes, I will go with you because I also had to make a phone call to Zygmunt.
Right, there's a queue. I'll let you go first since yours is slightly more work related.
Oh, that's so nice. So I guess we both go downstairs to the reception.
Yeah, you go to the reception. There are now the cafe is still closed, but there are like people going around it, getting it ready, presumably to reopen it soon. And you see Mariusz at the reception give you a slight nod and bow.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Miss Sivak, Miss Wozniak, good evening.
We would like to ask you if we could make a phone call.
Of course. And he will lead you, actually, to a room behind reception, where there will be a phone that you can use.
Thank you. How it's old school. No mobile phones.
No.
Just good old landline.
Yeah, it's a while until mobile phones.
Yeah, I wish for those times. I mean, at least when it comes to the phones.
But I think maybe before you start your phone calls, we will take a short break.
Okay.
And start with that after the break. So we will be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you all so much for staying with us to continue the story, and see you after the break.
Bye.
And welcome back. Thank you for staying with us after the break. And let's jump right back in to Ben and Janina, who were just led towards a phone behind the reception of Hotel Bristol.
Amazing phone calls.
Which one of you wants to do a phone call first? Was it Janina who was gonna?
Yeah, I wanted me to have the pleasure because it's work related.
Yes.
Of course she did.
Business first.
Party later. Well, Felicia is not much party. Family later.
So you're calling Zygmunt.
Yes.
So you wait a little bit, and at first there's someone else, you think, a ghoul, who picks up. But when you ask for Zygmunt, he tells you to wait a moment, and goes to call him. And then you hear Zygmunt's voice on the phone. Janina, a pleasure to hear from you.
Good evening, Zygmunt. I'm just calling to inform you about the progress that I made on the work. And I will explain in short and what I did and what I think I did right, what I think I did wrong, and the blood that I made is still there, or that I'm going to check on it like tomorrow to see how it's doing.
Fascinating. I'm very pleased to hear you're making progress.
Yes.
Not that I had any doubts. You are a very bright and skilled young woman.
Thank you. Your assistant, Mr. Potocki, was also very helpful.
I'm glad to hear that. I was about to ask how you found his company.
It's wonderful.
Don't be afraid to use his knowledge, to learn. He can teach you a lot, I'm sure.
Yes, he seems like a very knowledgeable, wise man in his field.
He taught many doctors, from what I heard. He's there to help you. If you need something for your project, ask him, and he will arrange it.
Yes. Okay. Is Nastia there?
She is, yes. She will be getting back to the hotel later. I know you two are growing close.
There's maybe a little pause there, and then we just... All right, I just wanted to make sure that she's okay. I will.
She is.
Just tell her that I'm trying to wait for her.
I will, of course.
Thank you.
I am not forgetting the danger you warned me about, and I want to keep her safe.
Thank you.
But she is eager to get back to you. I am told Mr. Potocki appeared at an unfortunate moment, interrupting your time together.
It's all right. We will make up for it later.
I'm sure you will. And you almost hear the smile in his voice. It's not unfriendly and mischievous. It's just amused mostly.
Okay, I will just wish him a pleasant evening and try not to chuckle much and just say have a good evening, and I will.
You too, Janina. I look forward to hearing more about your progress.
Of course. Have a good night. And then I will put it down just.
I'm leaning against the table and just looking at her with an amused expression.
And when I look at Bea, I just my smile freezes for a bit, but then I just shake my head and continue to smile. I will gesture with the phone. It's all yours now.
Thank you. You're very cute when you're embarrassed.
Yeah. Yes. I am embarrassed.
You don't need to be.
We can chat about this later.
Okay. And I'll
let's
pull up the number for our place because I will not remember it.
I'm sure I don't remember it either.
I'm very
sure
and I'm very slowly dialing it on the phone.
How are you feeling about to call Felicia?
A little bit nervous. I want to know that she's okay. But I'm looking forward to hearing her voice.
And you slowly, still not very familiar with this invention.
Modern contraption.
Yes. You dial the number. And you wait a few signals. And then hear Felicia's voice. Hello?
Oh, Mother, it's me.
Oh, it's you, Bea.
Yes.
Oh, it's so lovely of you to call.
I just wanted to check in and see how you were doing.
I'm better.
I'm glad
I'm much better. It's much quieter here.
Oh, that's good to hear.
How is it going with you? I miss you, my dear.
I miss you as well. It's fine, Mother. I'm missing you, and it would be nice to see you if my company would be all right.
Of course, your company is always all right.
Good.
I don't like being away from you.
Then I'll try and drop by later.
That would be lovely.
Good. I'll see you later then.
I might pop out for a moment, but I'm not going anywhere far.
Okay.
How is everything? Do you need something? Are you safe?
I'm safe, Mother. Yes, I'm still at the hotel. Where Janina's come back from some work, which went well.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes.
Are you taking good care of each other?
Yes, Mother.
That's good. That's good. That's how it should be.
Of course.
Just don't let her drag you into any trouble.
I'm doing my best, Mother.
Janina just hears, yes, of course, yes.
I mean, you can probably hear that, what Felicia is saying, especially if you're curious with your aspects.
Oh, I probably don't. I'm just standing next to Bea. I don't need to eavesdrop.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure you know what the conversation is at this point.
Yeah.
I've lived with them.
Well, I will be looking forward to your visit.
Yes. I'll head along later this evening. I'm looking forward to seeing you as well, Mother.
Please do. It would be great to see you there, and stay safe.
You as well. And with that, I gently hang up the phone with a smile. So we're waiting for Nastia?
I won't. Well, right now she is still at the sickness bed, so I guess we can do something else. I mean, I don't really have anything planned. I will go back to the hospital to check and make some progress and check on it tomorrow. So today I don't really have anything. So if you want, we can go out for a bit. If you do want to stop by Felicia's.
I was thinking of going sort of later tonight and staying there tonight. I think it'll be good.
To go with you.
I don't.
Or at least taking you there.
The company. It's probably safer to go in numbers. Although I can move pretty quietly if necessary. Shall we see what happens and whether?
Of course, yeah. Maybe if Nastia will be back, maybe we can all three go there and leave you there, and me and Nastia will get back here.
Fair enough.
We will see what the evening brings. Right now, do you care to go out for some snacks?
Oh, I really should.
Yeah,
trying to ignore it.
It went so well yesterday, so I hope it is going to go well tonight as well.
I hope you haven't just jinxed that.
Doing so well. Doing so good.
Fair enough. Well, let's go grab some dinner.
So we are going out of the hotel.
So you're going out for some dinner?
Yep.
So, what approach are you taking? Are you just looking to grab some people off the street?
I think usual. Yeah. I think for me it works the best.
It seems to. So roll your wits and alertness. Difficulty 7.
I have 2 successes.
I have 1 success.
Alright. Just to ask you, whereabouts are you headed? Are you staying around the hotel? Are you...
Not too close, but not going massively far, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, far enough away that it's not, like...
Of course, yes. So, yes, you walk a little bit of distance, and then start looking... It's not going super well at first. You seem to see people in bigger groups, about to go out, some getting back from work. But eventually, you do see a couple, young people, a man and a woman, sort of giggling and sneaking into some of the ruins together.
I glance at that.
I glance at Janina.
I guess it's double snack for us.
Let's go.
Let's go. Can you maybe go first with your silence?
I'll go and be subtle.
Yes, and I will.
I'll get into position, and whenever you start, I'll join in. So I go find a dark corner that I can get into to activate obfuscate.
Of course, no problem at all. And you walk, following the couple, into a ruined building. And you see them, as you walk in, kissing and giggling a little bit, talking to each other about, well, he mentions needing to get back to his family. She's trying to get him to stay. They're sort of laughing together. You can see he doesn't want to go. And you're there, you're near them.
Yep. I'm standing like weirdly too close, just a bit uncomfortable about the situation.
Michael Myers.
Just
okay.
Janina, what are you doing?
Who is close? Who has the back towards me? The guy or the girl?
I would be the girl.
Okay, that's better because Janina wanted the girl.
Does she? Didn't she used to not like the hit from women?
Yeah, but this one is young and healthy.
They both are.
And I'm sure she's pretty, so.
She's pretty pretty.
Yeah. Janina has needs, okay?
Okay, well...
Not Nastia. Or you would if you did anything about it. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'm going to... wait, I will try to... Well, I can see Bea, but I guess I have a feeling that she's somewhere in position.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to sneak up on them and gently grab the girl and pull her away from the man and bite into her. Hoping that Bea will do her part with the guy before he sees me.
Yes, the moment that Janina's sort of getting close enough that that'll be a thing, and I just bite into him.
Alright, so... Janina, roll your stealth and dex, and you can add your celerity to it as well. Difficulty 6. It's quite dark in there, so it's not super difficult. They are fairly distracted, so I'm gonna give them a higher difficulty.
It's not good.
Oh no.
I
What
have
did
2
you get?
successes. Now, what was the difficulty? 6?
6.
Okay, then I have 1 success. I thought
You-
I had, because I had 2 successes and 2 1s, but I also have 1 6, so
You have 1 success.
it's 1 success.
You're okay, actually.
Oh my god, by some miracle.
By some miracle. You noticed the girl, like, briefly almost look towards you, as if you make a little bit of a noise and they heard something, but then they decided it must have been from the street, and she's like, oh well, I don't want someone to come in here. Like oh, no one's going to come in here. Look at this dump.
Bad news, folks.
And briefly she's like, oh, why can't we just get married, and I don't know, we can find somewhere that won't be such a dump, and then you can sneak up on her and grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can overpower her easily. You're very strong, and she's not. Bea, what are you doing?
I'm just sinking my teeth into this guy's neck.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you can manage that. Just Bea, roll your dex and stealth, let's say, to see if you don't...
Or actually, trip on my own feet.
Yeah, sort of. Difficulty 6, just...
I have 2 successes.
Yeah, no problem at all. So you managed to actually sneak up right next to him, and you both bite in. What is your current level of luck? 5.
5.
So Bea, difficulty 6, roll your self-control.
Oh boy.
Janina, how much do you take?
6. I will take 2.
No problem. You control yourself.
I have 2 9s and 2 10s. I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah, you're all right. How much do you take?
2.
2. So without a major issue, you feed off this couple and leave them dazed in the ruins unless you...
I will probably just put her on the man and just leave. Like close next to her.
Yeah. You hear her like groan a little bit, starting to look around as you're doing that. There you see.
Waving.
Yeah. And you leave. Having fed successfully.
Yes. I have 2 successes in a row.
I'm very proud of you, my dear.
It's really better to go every day without not having to. Well, unless something horrible happens.
Yes. There's always the occasions where you don't quite get the opportunity, but yes, taking the opportunity when you can is sensible.
Do you want to go for a stroll, or do you want to go back to the hotel?
I think I'd rather be in the hotel at the moment. I'm a bit worried about being out for extended periods. I don't know. Just a bad feeling, I guess.
Of course. Let's go back into our hotel.
Yes. Is Daniel still at the hotel?
He should be.
Okay.
I think he was yesterday. I had seen him earlier, and then he went to help Isidore and Zoya. I guess Zoya really wants to get at this bat. I mean, like all of us, but I guess she's a bit reckless, and Daniel and Isidore have to be the reasonable ones, I guess.
I bite my lips slightly and nod, keeping back a Bruja? Reckless? I'm shocked. I don't feel like it's going to be beneficial here.
But don't say that to a Bruja.
Well, yeah, I think Janina's used
Say it to this one.
Janina's used to this.
But yes, for the moment, I'm keeping it to myself.
Okay, then I guess.
So you head back to the hotel. Where are you headed once you enter the lobby?
Do you want to go to the Elysium or to
Suppose so.
Antoni?
I mean, either would be nice. Do you have a preference?
Well, let's see who's in the Elysium, and if it's going to be a bit too toxic, then we can to see Antoni.
We'll have a sociable evening.
Well,
Fair enough.
Let's see who's there.
Head up towards court then.
Yes, so you head towards Elysium, and as you enter, you see Mikhail isn't there.
Pretends to be shocked.
You see Stefania sitting at his usual place, and Rahela.
Sorry. Is she looking any better physically?
It's hard to tell. She is mostly sitting. But if you observe her more closely, she seems to be moving more than she was last few nights. Seems that she is gradually healing. And she's speaking with Rahela, who is sitting near her. You see Joachim is there with Magdalena, and you see Eliza is with them. And they are chatting, and you see Eliza is glancing towards Rahela, who is making eye contact with her. But Eliza doesn't make any move beyond that.
Okay.
You see Conrad, the toreador, whom you found with the Tremere, is also sitting somewhere nearby, and you see Nina, who is standing near him, sort of leaning against the wall, saying something, but he doesn't... well, maybe he is listening, but he doesn't appear to be very much engaged. Okay. He is glancing towards Magdalena, who is glancing towards him occasionally. You see also what you recognize as the face Roman usually wears.
Yay!
This thing.
Who appears to be is just sitting reading a newspaper.
Well, I think
appears
as soon
to
as
be
we
waiting
see
for
Roman,
something.
I guess we are heading towards him.
He's not getting an option, he's getting a visit.
Alright, so you head straight for him.
Yeah.
And he notices you over his newspaper and puts it away into his pocket.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Well. If this isn't my two favorites around here.
It's a family visit.
Yes.
How is it going?
Decently enough.
Yeah. I guess I didn't make a mess for a few days.
I am
You
shocked
people.
to hear that.
I know.
Keep it up. Please keep it up.
And I'm actually working. And I will quickly describe him what I'm working on.
You start sort of describing it. He's like, you lost me already. What is the point of all of this?
Blood.
Establish blood banks.
That I get. That sounds useful.
Yeah, it's nice to feel useful and do something.
Yeah, you're moving up in the world.
Look at me.
This clever
It's
scientist.
It's bad influence.
Well, yeah, I suppose I prefer influence when this way. I'm glad you're keeping well. I'm glad you're staying safe. It's well, it's no secret really. It's dangerous out there right now.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Busy.
There.
Yeah,
I've
what are you
been
working on?
well.
Secret.
The danger out there. Nah, it's no secret. I've been observing Sabat following their fucking escapade here. They're staying nearby, so, be careful as you walk around. I don't think they're planning to bite again, but they're certainly showing their teeth and probably waiting to pick up any idiot wandering around on their own. And he kind of glances at you briefly, Bea, and then glances at Janina with a pointed look.
Noted. We're making an effort to stay in numbers. Or very well hidden.
Good thinking. Yeah, we're trying to piece together all that. Let the fuckers know they can't come any closer.
Dude, try and stay safe.
Yes.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
Oh, don't worry. Will crawl into the darkest hole at any sign of danger.
Good. And for that, I'm delighted.
The place is, well, he kind of glances around. Well, not what it used to be, I'd say.
There's been a bit of a drop in morale, I think is the best that can be said.
Not that I'm surprised. My morale certainly dropped. Not that anyone gives a shit.
We do.
We do.
Well, it's been pretty low to start with, so don't get yourself overly worried.
No, it's hard to see.
How is your Imogen doing?
Oh. She's being, well, her own bitch self. I mean, I like to say that she's fine, really. I mean, I guess you want to have a bitch in charge when things get tough.
Yeah, she certainly seems like she knows what she's doing.
She does. She's just, sires. No, we're trying to track some of the things that went down, and still some of our missing ones.
I know.
But we think we might have a lead on, well, the fucker who's been taking them. I'm actually waiting for Jagoda to speak to her about that.
Do you need any insight or anything?
No, I'll be okay. I need to see what she says, and I guess, well, if Sheriff makes a moment for me. I'm moving up in the world, representing my clan and all that.
Oh my goodness. Roman, you're becoming respectable?
Isn't doing that. Oh.
Look
And
at
I'm
us. We started at the gutter and look at us now.
He sort of looks like we're the Toreadors. usually sit and I'd sooner be dead than respectable around here.
I'm very much laughing at this, enjoying Roman being himself.
Well, perception and empathy, both of you.
What is the difficulty?
6.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
Minus 1, 2, 3. I have 5.
Wow. Okay, so Janina, you don't really pick up on anything. He's just being his own self. But you do pick up that he's occasionally, like, specifically looking to you with, like, he's thinking about something, maybe a bit worried look. Like he's considering, but you can't really make out more than that.
I give him a sort of amused smile and just go, Penny, for your thoughts.
So glances to Janina, glances back to you. Well, alright, Bea, maybe it's better if I talk to you about something in private. If you don't mind.
Of course. I say,
You can tell Janina later if you want. It's just...
Of course.
No offense.
You have a private moment.
Yeah, me and Bea have a very private moment.
It's a bonding experience, Roman.
And you see that he's kind of trying to joke, but he's serious somewhere underneath it.
Yeah. And I think underneath it, I'm also a little concerned. But yes, I'm just trying to make light. Very well. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, you go. I will just sit here and enjoy. People watch.
Have fun.
Take care. I'll come back to look for Yagoda.
Of course.
Don't get in trouble. There's quite a lot of people you could offend around here. Don't.
Yeah. I glance towards Coriader's gun. I think
It's just
okay
Stefania there.
Okay.
And Conrad and Nina
Yeah.
in the other corner.
Yeah. I like all of them, so that's good.
And you stay there, people watching.
Yeah, if Roman gave me, what was he reading, a book? Or?
Newspaper.
No, he was reading a newspaper, but
Then
he
I
put it
will
in his
probably-
pocket.
Okay, then I will just sit there.
No present for you.
Yeah, I wanted to read it, but okay. Yeah, I'm just going to sit and I will glance towards my familiar faces. Joachim, Raquel, Liza.
Joachim will give you a smile and nod.
I will.
Rahela will as well. But she seems to be looking mainly towards Eliza and then saying something to Stefania, and they're talking very quietly
People
to
watch
each
and
other.
Once I'm done, I will probably just look around the room.
Meanwhile, we'll come to you. And meanwhile, Bea.
Yes. I think once we're not in public, my face will get a bit more serious.
He also goes a bit more serious, puts his hand in his pocket, kind of walks like a few turns of a corridor, doesn't really seem to have a specific place in mind, and then looks, those corridors look the same.
They do.
Yeah, I'm just not made for fancy places.
Well, you know I'm bad at directions.
What a pair we make. Well, anyway, I don't want to worry you. It's... And he pulls out the newspaper out of his pocket. Have you been reading the newspapers lately?
I can't say I have recently. I think I've been busy with work.
Well, you might want to sometimes. And he kind of looks through it and opens it. And you see a photograph there of your face.
Oh, God.
And you see it's a short ad with your face there. Reading Beatrice Woźniak went missing during the bombardments at the start of the war. If anyone knows of her fate, please get in touch. Her husband has been looking for her ever since. And there is a photograph of your face, smiling, dressed in an elegant dress in polka dots. You see that the picture is a bit blurry. It looks as if it was enlarged, and cut out from a bigger photo, but you see your face there. And in the fragment, you can see that you're holding a bundle, like a baby, turned a bit away to the side so that you can't see their face. You just see fairly light hair, still fairly short on the baby's head, and your own hand holding this bundle with a small baby.
I think there's just several seconds where I'm just staring at this and just not really knowing how to respond to this. Shock. Oh dear. Thank you for showing me this, Roman. I appreciate it.
I figured you'd like to know.
God, I have no idea what to do about this. This is...
I mean, if I've seen this, there's a chance others have seen this. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, just... Do you... My advice would be not to do anything stupid, but
I don't want to do any
useless advice because
I also don't want to do anything stupid, but sorry, and I just pull out my notebook and start going back. Oh God, I forgot. Damn it, I forgot. It's not just in the newspapers, it's on the radio as well.
Well,
I need to maybe get someone to tell him something.
Do you want some unsolicited advice?
Go for it.
But it's gonna be shit because I don't really know what to do. Fuck. This is messed up.
Yeah.
So, well, normally the last thing you want to do is to get wrapped up into some mortal relationship situation where he comes looking and knocking at the door, as it, from what I heard, happened with Janina.
Oh. Yeah.
Of course, others among us will be aware. And I understand if you want to check in, if you want to put it to rest somehow. I have no idea what became of my friends and family, and I wish I knew.
I'm sorry, Roman.
Well, I wasn't in touch with them already before the war. I just disappeared because, well, couldn't make myself so handsome. Always. And he's wearing like the most generic face.
I've heard of my supposed husband's name, and it doesn't trigger anything for me. I don't remember. And I don't know. But he was clearly important to me in life, so I feel like I at least owe it to him and to my past self to, I suppose, give him some form of closure so that he can stop looking, because God knows I can't go back. I wouldn't even want to go back. I don't know him. It's a mess.
Maybe getting someone to tell him you're dead. I mean, that will break his heart, but he must be expecting this outcome.
Yeah, I think that might be easiest. Or at least, I think that might be best for him in the long run. The photo of me in the picture, am I wearing the locket?
Yes, you are.
I make a mental note of that. Well, maybe I can give him a memento. Don't know if that would help or hurt more, but...
Well, think on it. I'm willing to help.
Thank you, Romy.
Well, I know where to find you. Oh, forget it's not that big of a secret. We are... And he gives you directions towards the church. It is... let me pull up my notes, because I actually haven't. Oh no, how could I have not done that?
Oh no, I can't believe I've done this.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. But he will give you directions for where you can come and find him, which will be the ruins of St. Anna's Church and the crypt there.
Okay.
And it's not far from Hotel Bristol. It's you have to walk towards the old town. It's mostly ruined as well. And he says, don't try to go into the crypts or...
Okay.
Yeah, but there will be someone who'll notice you, or a ghoul hanging around.
Okay, so stay above ground and look lost.
Yeah.
Noted.
Or, there will be a few people, they will probably look like they're just squatting in the church.
Okay.
Ask about me. If you need me,
Thank you.
I'm not usually there, but if I get the message, I'll come and find you.
Thanks.
You can tell Janina that as well.
Thank
Just
you.
don't, come all the time with stupid shit, because I'm a very busy and important man,
Obviously. I know this, Roman. I would never.
Yeah, my sire, the primogen.
Yes.
Golden child.
I'd like to roll self-control so that I can touch Roman.
Difficulty 7.
Okay. I have 2 successes.
No problem.
So I put my hand on his arm and just say, thank you, Roman.
You can keep it, and he gives you the paper.
Thanks.
Or a piece of it, so Let me know when you decide. I'm willing to help.
Thanks.
Or get someone else to do it. Like, you don't feel like you have to come to me and make your way to the filthy Nosferatu place just because I offered.
Roman, I trust you.
Yeah. And I suppose I'm trustworthy.
You are to me.
You're one of the good ones.
Oh.
Stay that way.
I'm trying. Janina's helping.
She's one of the good ones to us. As much as I like to give her shit about her recklessness. But she deserves it.
I would agree.
Anyway, I should get going, see if Yagoda showed her face.
I've left Janina alone for more than 10 minutes. I need to go see what's...
Let's see if the room is on fire. And take care.
You too.
Sorry to damn this on you.
Oh, no. I mean, as... I've had worse nights.
But you know, it's there in the papers for everyone to read.
Wonderful. Just with... yes. Oh, God. Anyway, I'm going to have to think on how to deal with that. But knowing how to change a face might come in handy, but...
Well, if you need help with that, I'm here and I'm sure your sire, well, I know she can do it.
Well, given that you're so busy and important...
Yeah. He sort of hesitates for a moment as if he wants to make a comment, but like also doesn't really want to get into something right now.
You can always speak your mind to me, Roman.
You know, it's fine. It's just my issues. I'll be okay.
Fair enough. Well, we all have those.
And you see that he's deflecting something there.
That's fine, but I'm not going to push him.
And he starts heading back towards Elysium. Are you heading there with him?
Yes. No, I've just stood in the corridor. This is where I live now. Yes, I'm heading back. Before we head in, I will just turn to him, say thank you, and give him a brief hug.
He gives you a hug back. Seems like you needed one. Didn't want to be presumptuous.
It's been a rough couple of nights.
Yeah. And he kind of pauses for a moment, and you see this empty stare. Yeah. Well, let's get ready for some more. And he turns to walk towards the Elysium.
Huzzah.
How are you feeling, Belle, with those revelations?
A little bit like the floor has fallen out from under me, I think again. So there's this feeling of familiarity, since this isn't the first time I've heard about this, but it still feels alien, but I'm also really worried because it's now in places that just anyone can really access. Like, I suppose the radio, maybe not everyone has one, but the newspaper's easy to come by. And I just hope that nobody has already contacted him about having seen me recently, because then it's going to get harder to explain. So I think I need to deal with this sooner rather than later.
You walk back into the Elysium. Meanwhile, Janina, you're doing some people watching. So, well, what you notice very clearly is obviously Eliza and Rahela want to speak to each other, but somehow don't. And you see that Conrad wants to come up to Magdalena, but she's with other Tremere and he doesn't. At some point you see Jagoda enter and glance at her watch and sort of look around and then sit at the table. And then you see Abelard walk in his coat woven with a golden thread, looking at this moment, as he usually does, as a man in his 50s, maybe, a bit graying hair. And he looks around and his eyes stop on you.
I will wave at him. And I will gesture for him to sit if he doesn't seem to go anywhere else.
He does come up, his sort of hand behind his back, leaning slightly, and then sits next to you. Janina.
Good evening.
Good evening. I was hoping to find you here.
Oh, do you have any news about Dominic?
I do. Do you want to maybe... And he kind of glances around.
Of course. And I will get up.
And he sort of gets up and you see he kind of bows to Stefania. And she smiles and gives him a nod. And then you leave with him.
Yes. It's Masquerade body night.
Yes. And he leads you up the stairs a bit. And not quite to where Dominic used to hang out, but on those steps. And then stops as you're alone on the steps leading towards the attic. So, I had a look around. Yes, I familiarized myself with the house you indicated.
Yes.
Do you still want to help?
Of course. Yes. I want to do anything to help bring Dominic back.
All right then. Well, if you want to help, we'll be meeting at the bar on Yasna Street. Or what's left of that street. It's a pretty dodgy place. They called it Adria, like that fancy restaurant that used to be around there. And you would remember Adria was one of the most elegant restaurants, most elite places in Warsaw before the war. If you haven't worked there yourself, you probably know someone who washed some dishes there at some point.
Yes, I know.
I'll be there at 2 in the morning.
Okay.
As I said, it's a pretty dodgy place, so it'll be fine, I'm sure. Just don't expect, there might be some stairs as you enter, but we need to be careful.
Right. I will be there.
You can bring your friend if you want.
You mean Bea?
Yes, Beatrice.
Yes, I will ask her. I think she wanted to go visit her sire at our second haven, but I will ask her if she wants to tag along.
It's up to you. I mostly need your help. But of course, Malkavian with her insight would always be welcome.
I will ask her.
But we'll talk about more details later.
Okay.
At a more private place.
Of course, I you can count on me to be there. 2 a.m.
And he sort of bows a little bit.
I will bow back. It's like smile.
Well, I shall see you then.
Yes. We'll see each other in a few hours.
Oh. And he starts walking down the stairs.
And I get back to the Elysium to see if Bea's back.
Bea would actually be back before you, I think. So Bea, as you enter, you see Janina isn't there. You're muted, Faye.
There's a sort of sinking feeling in my gut.
Roman just sort of glances to you and rolls his eyes.
Oh dear. Well, she's on the loose.
And then Jagoda stands up and gestures towards him. And he looks at you. I would offer to help you, look, but I'm afraid I'm late for my
That's
very important meeting with the hound.
Thank you for taking the time to keep me informed.
Stay safe.
You too. And send you go to my best. And I'm sort of looking around the room trying to figure out where Nina's gone.
And he goes to speak to Jagoda, and you just hear her say, "What the hell were you doing?" And he's like, "Catching up with friends. You should try that. You should try those." And they walk somewhere, going to the hotel, towards the service corridors and offices. Janina, you return around this time.
I glance towards Bea.
Good news, I'm looking for you.
And I will come up to her.
I look a bit relieved.
I will. Can we speak outside?
Yes, can we?
Let's go back to our room.
Yes.
You cut there, no problem.
Okay, then once we are inside, then I will ask her, what did Roman want?
I pull out the ripped out piece of newspaper that I've now put into my journal, and just hand it to her.
Oh, I guess your husband really wants to find you.
I need to solve this. If someone who knows me finds out and contacts him, this could...
Especially someone like our friend Ermina.
Oh God, I hadn't even thought of that.
I'm sorry.
I need to
You
get...
want me to talk to your husband and tell him that you're dead?
Janina, not to be rude, but you're not very good at lying.
Okay, that's fine.
To be honest, Roman's offered to help me with this.
Okay.
I'm thinking I might try and see about changing my face.
But will you be able to stay calm?
I don't know this man, Janina.
I know. I know you don't, but maybe if you saw him, there could be some. I mean, maybe. Well, I think you are the judge of that. It's up to you. But
I think that sounds like a charming fairy tale idea, Janina, but I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily going to... I don't know, maybe it would, but, well...
Do what's best for you. And if you think you can handle it on your own, then I'll trust in your abilities.
I'll probably need emotional support afterwards, though. Thank you. Where did you get off to?
So that cat attacked.
The guest.
I hope his purring isn't too loud.
Sure,
The best content.
Truly.
Well, Abelard went into the museum and we talked, and he said he has some news about Dominic, and he and some other, I guess, Nosferatu are meeting at 2 a.m. at, I will tell, I forgot already the place, at the ruins of the hotel.
No, it's just
the street.
It's a bar, and the bar got named after a very fancy restaurant that used to be around there, but it's not in the same place.
Yeah. So that, and I promised that I'm going to come there. But it's kind of like a dodgy place. I don't know. He asked that you can come along, of course, but I don't know. You wanted to see Felicia, so I don't want to drag you.
I pull out my map and take a look at the sort of rough location of it and where it would be and whether I could get to the haven before dawn.
Because it's November, if you don't spend too much time, you could talk there for an hour and still get back before dawn.
Okay.
To the haven.
Okay. That's fine.
Yes, no problem. Like you can make it.
Okay.
Unless something happens on the way or you stay there very long.
Well, that's always a risk, isn't it?
That's always a risk. But it sounds perfectly feasible.
Okay.
Are you coming?
I guess so. I want to be helpful. As long as it's just a conversation and they're not running off first thing next night or something.
Well, I hope so. Don't feel obliged. I really want to do anything I can to help bring Dominic back, but I mean, you don't have to. You can just stay there, and if there's going to be an action, you can just leave. I'd be fine. Look at me. I'm growing up so much.
I still worry.
I know.
The Sabbat is nothing to mess with.
I know, but I won't be alone. There will be other kindred.
Fair enough.
So let's just go there and we'll see and decide once we're there.
Oh. We were finishing some socializing first. I believe you were waiting for someone.
Oh yes, but Nastia. Well, I guess she still hasn't come back because she wasn't in the museum. Do I know where Nastia's room is?
You actually don't, I think. I think you never found that out.
She's kept her privacy well.
In that case, I guess what time is right now?
It would be not very late, like 11. There's still...
So we still have like 3 hours.
Yes, you still have time.
How long it will take from hotel to the place?
Not long at all. Maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You don't know the place like exactly. You only know what rough area it's in.
Okay.
And that it's a bar.
Okay, if it's like 20 minutes, that's fine. So we have like 3 hours, so we can just chill, I guess, for a bit. What do you want to do? Do you want to go visit Antoni?
Oh, yes. That would be good.
Okay.
As you say that, there is a knocking on the door.
I go and answer the door. I go and answer the door.
You see Nastia there.
Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
I open the door for her. Shall I leave you to be for a moment, or?
It's up to you.
Nastia sort of glances at you. Roll perception and empathy. Yeah, she's not trying to hide it. Well, I guess a little
What is the
bit.
difficulty?
Yeah, you can roll as well. Difficulty is 6.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
I have 5.
You have 5.
You're good at successes tonight.
So you don't see this, Janina.
Yeah, I
but
guess oblivious as usual.
there you do see this, like, please leave on her face. Not in the sort of any unfriendliness towards you, but the definitive, like,
Please
hope,
don't be a third
and then
wheel.
when Janina offers you to stay, this hope kind of sinking.
Yep. So I just go, well, I'll leave you two to it for a moment, and as I'm walking out, I just give Nastia a wink.
She gives you a slight smile.
Before Belle leaves, I just, where are you going? So I just knew where to, like, if it's where to look for you.
I'll be in my room.
Okay, that's good. I don't want to lose you. Or if you want to go visit Antoni first, and I will catch up with you later.
Sure, why not?
It's a double date, but no one knows.
And you go to see Antoni then there.
I suppose so.
All right. But let's stay with Janina for now. So Janina, Bea leaves, and Nastia sort of closes the door.
Hey.
How are you? I'm sorry I left yesterday.
Oh, it's alright, I guess. I was leaving anyway. And I don't know if Zygmunt told you about the progress that I did.
He did. He was very proud of you.
Well, at least someone is proud of me for something. Well, which leads me to the fact that I fed twice in the last few nights, and it went smoothly. I just wanted to share it with everyone.
Well, I'm glad you're learning basic survival, Janina.
Yeah.
But she comes up sort of closer to you, and she's smiling at that.
I knew I will make my friends proud. I also need to tell it to Daniel. He'll be so proud.
Yes, I'm sure. How was it? I mean, I heard you managed okay.
I'm sorry, he's very destructive. I can't concentrate. You should do it.
And there goes the guest.
Oh. No more cat.
No more guest.
Okay.
I was licked way too much. Okay. Can you please repeat now when I'm fully
how was
aware?
everything? How was it last night?
It went well. The assistant that Zygmunt appointed to me, Mr. Potocki, is a wonderful man. He made me feel, better about myself because I was worried that I'm not up to do the task, but I guess he helped me a bit, and then I managed to actually have the motivation to make the progress. And tomorrow I hope to go there and check the state of the blood, if it's usable, and run more tests on it. What about you and your project?
Well, I don't really have a project as such. I think Zygmunt wants me to represent our clan more and assist him in that.
Definitely the perfect specimen.
I don't know if I'm perfect for it. I think I'm what he has. I don't take offense, you're not really the political type.
Well, yeah, I'm not, but you are.
I don't know. I feel very out of place.
I think you fit in very nicely. I think that I don't know any other Bruja. Well, maybe Elka was also like that. But you and Zygmunt are very good representative of the clan?
I guess it means more, well, staying with him and seeing the work he does. It feels wrong in some way. I don't know if I'm cut out for it.
What is the work about?
Overall perception and empathy.
What is the difficulty?
Difficulty is 6.
Okay, then I have 3 successes. 7.
3 successes. No, you don't see much. Beyond that, you ask what the work is about, and she says,
Is it the work that we saw him do once we were
oh no,
together?
it's the politics, the meetings, the management of Camarilla affairs.
Oh man.
He wants
Sorry,
me to
it
learn
sounds
more
so
about
boring.
that. I don't mind it as such. It just feels, I don't know. It doesn't really feel like a thing for me, but I suppose it has to be.
Well,
Maybe
we'll start to like it.
Maybe. I asked him about what people say, that he really rules the city.
What did
He laughed
say?
it off, but what do you think?
Well, I don't know the prince well enough to judge the influence that Zygmunt has over her, but honestly, I would, if it's true, then I feel better already because Zygmunt is a good guy, I guess.
I think so. He's very impressive.
But it's just strange to me that if it's true, why to keep it hidden? I don't know. I'm bad at politics, so I don't understand it at all. So there must be a reason why.
Well, I suppose sometimes you can accomplish more, not staying in the spotlight.
Well, that's true.
Also, I mean, from what I gathered, our clan is not the most respected or supported one.
I wonder why.
She sort of looks at you. Yes, I wonder.
But well, if it would be represented by people like Zygmunt and you, I'm sure we would get more respect.
I maybe, and she looks kind of uncertain, but you can't really see deeper than that. And then she sort of shakes it off, but I don't really want to talk about politics. I see a lot of that ahead of me in my future.
I'm sorry.
But
I've been chosen for this. Maybe you'll grow to like it. Who knows?
Well, we'll see. But I've been thinking about what you said about you feeling on your own and your mother dying, and you feeling like you have to just rely on yourself and not caring for yourself. And I know I maybe didn't react well the other day, but
It's all right. I mean, I say a lot of things and do a lot of stuff, and I'm just not always, I guess, good with wording things.
Well, if you feel that way, I just want you to know you're not on your own.
I know that I've done it with you, and maybe a few others that know I could count on, but it's just that sometimes I'm just...
It's deeper. I didn't know your mother, but wouldn't she want you to keep going and build something and...
Oh yeah, I'm sure she would. I mean, she would be proud of me, I guess, for doing such work as I did yesterday.
I'm sure she would. You could be very impressive, like Zygmunt.
I would have to be a bit more like you, but I'm not as calm or as pretty.
I think you're pretty.
Mm. Yes. I don't think anyone ever told me that I was pretty. Well, maybe probably someone, yes, but not in a long time.
Well, they're wrong. I think you're pretty and very smart. And you have this great potential to be a great scholar.
When you say scholar, I can't really imagine myself as a scholar, you know?
Well, a doctor then. A researcher.
That's more like me. Yes. Working with dead bodies, I guess. It's sad, but also when I know I didn't hurt them, they're already dead. It's calmer, I guess. It's peaceful. And I guess if I died, I would like my body to be used for something.
She's sort of confused for a moment and doesn't respond. I don't want to talk about you dying.
It's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm sorry if I just want you to know you're not on your own.
Thank you. That means a lot. I truly appreciate your company.
Roll perception and empathy again.
I did not roll well.
No.
No, I have one success.
So you don't see anything of what she's thinking or feeling. What are you thinking and feeling?
I don't know. I really enjoy talking to her about everything, work and personal stuff, but I don't know what to do. I'm interested in her, but I feel like I don't know where is the good moment to. I'm awkward. So that's probably how I feel. So just try to, because I didn't notice anything right now. I just try to keep small talk, not small talk, talk.
Do you try to hide some of the awkwardness and your feelings?
Maybe a little, not like particularly well. I probably try, but I'm not really doing a good job at it.
Well, let's see. I can give you higher difficulty if you'd like. Yeah, roll your self-control and subterfuge with difficulty 7.
Okay. I have 2 success, 5 to 8.
Okay. So Nastia is looking at you, and you're looking at her, and she's... Janina, I don't know how to say this.
Did I do something wrong? Are Are you angry at me?
No, I'm not. No,
Okay. Because I know I'm not the best at expressing myself or my thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
Oh, well. This is really awkward. I have never done this before.
Did Dolores just freeze? Did that happen?
God fucking damn it. I swear to God.
Oh my god. Okay, well, let's get to Bear and we'll get back to that. Right. Okay, Bear, you are walking to meet up with Antoni.
Yeah.
How are you feeling going to meet up with Antoni? What's running through your head?
Partially, I'm still amused about Nastia and Janina, and I'm hoping that they manage to actually have a conversation. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I enjoy his company. I guess I'm feeling a little bit nervous.
Continue, please.
That train of thought is dead. Never mind.
All right, never mind. I know it's a bit distracting with Dolores gone, but I think let's try to keep it going for a moment and
just keep this rolling.
Yes, and if she comes back, we'll pick it up
immediately.
And you get to Antoni's door. Do you knock?
There's a brief moment where I pause, and then yes, I knock.
The door opens slightly, and you see Joanna, the nurse, and his ghoul now. Look towards you. Good evening. Was that Miss Wozniak?
Yes.
I'm back. Sorry, my internet completely fell off in the most important.
What a moment! Right, my proposition is we. Oh God.
We can skip to Bea right now and then come back to.
Okay, let's continue with Bea for a moment and then come back to Janina. I think this is.
I'm sorry, my internet couldn't.
It's okay.
The coming out.
Yes, that was a very dramatic moment to freeze. Right, Bea. And she asks Antoni, you hear her say, Miss Wozniak is here. And he says, she can come in, of course. And she opens the door for you.
I give her a sort of polite nod.
And she says, I will be back shortly. I won't disturb you.
Have a pleasant evening.
You see Antoni is sitting, again, with a book in his hands that he now puts away to the side table. Good evening.
Hope you're doing well.
About the same as yesterday, which, all things considered, is not too bad.
I'm glad you're up and about at any rate.
Well, not quite to the level I'd like to be, but I'm getting there. Or maybe it's good to get a break from all that.
Probably. I hear rest is good for us or something.
Well, my colleagues don't seem to agree. They want me with them as soon as possible.
Yes, that. Everyone's very busy at the moment. Do you mind company again? Or?
No, of course not. You're welcome to come visit.
I appreciate it.
It's the few nights when I'm not as busy as my colleagues.
Well,
I've been told your, well, less pleasant acquaintance now will be joining us in our work, Mr. Sarnowski.
Good luck. Sorry.
He's going to be a new hound. He's on a Primogen. He seems to be representing all of his clan right now.
Well, good for him, I suppose.
Yeah, well, from what I hear, he's a good investigator. But
He certainly seems competent. Anyway.
yeah, sorry to bring that up again.
That's all right.
Let's not talk about work. Unless there's something you wish to discuss on here. As we established, we can, well, understand each other through some of what we go through, I suppose.
Yes, I suppose so. Cards?
With pleasure.
But I'll pull out, but I'll make some small talk with him this time. It's less silent than last time.
So you make some small talk. He tells you he's been reading a book about the war, not the last one, the previous one.
I ask him for details about it because I don't get much time to read.
He goes a bit quiet for a moment when you do and says, it's about the, well, I suppose the brutality and pointlessness of it all. Was banned in few places as anti-war propaganda, which, well, I think it's important to face that some of these things are just unpleasant.
Yes.
But I brought us to unpleasant topics again. I can't seem to be able to escape it.
There's a lot of unpleasant topics about these nights.
Yes, and I seem to be dwelling on memories. It's something that happens when you're left on your own like that.
Could I roll an empathy check on him?
Absolutely, yes. Perception and empathy, difficulty 6.
Would either insightful or hidden pain apply?
Hidden pain? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. Okay, so that would be 6 successes.
Yeah. So you see, as he talks about this, he's definitely, I guess he's stroking the book, which has a title in what you believe to be German. And it's by someone called Erich Maria Remarque. And he sort of looks to it, and you see this, like, he for a moment drifts deeply into memories. And there is some pain there, some regret, some, like, tiredness and almost indifference that scares him in himself. And you can see him almost wanting to dwell on pain instead of that indifference.
Okay.
I think you see that with that role as well.
Okay. I'm sorry. You were there.
Not exactly in that front, but I.
Oh no.
But at least for once it wasn't me.
No!
You're back.
Oh, sorry. You cut out for a moment there. So not
For a
that
moment
one.
thought it was my connection again.
Yes, I heard not that front, and then it cut off.
But I fought in that war. Yes.
I didn't mean to pry into memories.
It's over. It's part of who I am. I don't dwell on it very often, but it is always with me in some ways, if that makes sense.
I think I can imagine.
I should maybe pick some lighter reading, but then feels important to keep us grounded.
If you want, I have a book of poetry back in my room.
Was never much one for poetry.
I can't say I've spent much time reading it, so I can't even say if it's much good.
I wouldn't know. I struggle to understand it often.
Fair enough.
Shall we? And he sort of starts dealing the cards.
Yes. I will say I'm expecting Janina to maybe join us at some point, but she was stuck in a private conversation.
Well, if she visits, I'll be happy to see her. I hope she's doing all right.
I think she's been doing all right recently. Keeping out of trouble for once.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yes, I'm hoping that will continue.
As do I. Especially since soon it will be my problem again.
Yes. Well, I'll do my best to keep steering her in that direction.
He smiles at you and starts dealing cards. What's running through your head? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling relatively comfortable. I'm watching his hands as he deals the cards. Slightly zoning out, but feeling comfortable in the moments of quiet. It's nice to just talk.
Oh, and you just talk, the general small talk.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't bring up the heavy topics again. Meanwhile, did you want to do something else?
No, I was literally just going to say, don't mention the war.
Yes. Janina, you were about to tell Nastia how you feel.
Yes. Okay. So, I'm... sorry, I heard my cat and I was distracted for a minute. I wanted to... Can you just wait a moment, please? Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll never get there.
No, several years later.
I think we just have to wait for Dolores. I'm sorry about this. Let's. Okay. I'm not really sure what to do because your scene is pretty much wrapped up.
Meanwhile, vignette to another part of the city. No.
Okay.
There we go.
Another part of the city. Something completely different is happening.
I apologize that there was a cat emergency. Yeah.
Oh no!
All right. I hope
was
it's okay.
needed. It's okay.
Okay.
It's
all right. No, it's fine. We just talked nonsense.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you were
so-
about to tell Nastia how you feel.
For the third time. I really hope it works out right now. If something happens right now, I will think that it's cursed. Okay, I'm going to look at her and I will say, I know you've probably been a bit frustrated with me. I'm not very good at expressing myself, and I guess I give you mixed feelings, but the truth is that I really enjoy spending time with you. and your company means a lot to me. It's really awkward for me. I have never done this before, but
Oh, come here. And she just grabs you and pulls you towards her, and you feel her strength as she pulls you towards her, and she wants to try to kiss you.
Okay, I will kiss her back.
And you kiss her. And it's very sort of aggressive, very hungry kiss as she just pulls you close and wraps her arms around you. There's something impatient about it.
I will continue kissing her, and if I have a moment, I will just say that I'm in love with you.
I'm so glad. I'm in love with you too. And she just like goes for another kiss.
Oh, I will kiss her back, and I just say I never expressed my feelings to anyone like this, and it feels so good.
I'm not sure. I also haven't. I think so.
And
I
you
just
see
see a brief confusion in her face, and then she just like disregards it completely. I'm just glad to be here with you.
Me too.
And she kind of pulls you to lie down on the bed with her.
I will lie down on the bed with her.
And start making out with you.
I will make out with her as well.
How
Very
are you feeling?
awkwardly.
You feel that she is there is some kind of desperation. It's not quite aggression, but definitely just like going for it and going forward. This impatience in her movements and her touch.
I don't mind it. I actually enjoyed it because it feels good to be desired, I guess. I'm, on the other hand, quite awkward, but I'm just going in for it, and I'm just can't believe that it's happening, I guess. But I'm just so happy to have her this close and have this connection, and to know that she feels the same way. It fills me with joy that I haven't felt, I don't know, maybe never.
And you lose yourself in this joy, I presume.
Yeah, of course.
And you are a bit awkward, but she is very much taking the lead.
Yes.
And you spent some lovely, lovely time together.
It's nice.
Yeah, Janina isn't really showing up for a while.
She really isn't. I'm recognizing I've been ditched, but I guess there is part of me that is wondering where she has gotten to. I was hoping that they would actually have the conversation and then follow along. I don't know how this works. So I guess almost unintentionally, I activate Auspex, like just wondering where the hell she is and what is happening.
Well, okay.
Buzz in for a ride.
Well, I'm not sure because there's a lot happening at the hotel.
Eyes of Chaos, yes.
Oh, you want to use Eyes of Chaos?
Yes, sorry.
All right, yeah, okay.
Sorry, I forgot the name.
Right, okay, yeah, no, that makes that is much more plausible than focusing on Janina.
Yeah, I was trying to listen. That would have been a bit much. Sorry.
Roll perception and occult with difficulty 7.
I want to see Bella giggling in front of Antoni.
I feeling I'm more just going to be scarred for life, but yeah, let's find out. Sorry, difficulty 7, you said?
7.
3 successes.
3 successes. So you focus on Janina. And you kind of drift away. from where you are, and you feel this intense happiness and peace and joy. It's almost euphoric. And then you feel touch, and something in you wants to recoil from touch, but you also feel it as not being unpleasant, quite the contrary, being tied to this joy. And you get this sense of pleasant, welcome touch.
Okay, I try and back out of that really fast.
It's not like you feel that someone is actually touching you.
No,
it's more like the awareness of it.
We back out.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think in the process of this, I dropped at least a couple of my cards.
Antoni looks to you. Are
sorry.
you all right?
Yes. Unwelcome visions. Sorry. And I pick up the cards, and I'm slightly hiding behind them now.
I thought Bear was gonna say Janina's not coming.
She might be. I don't know. I can't prove that. Sorry.
Moving on. Antoni says, "We don't have to. If there's something you want to."
No, it's fine. There's definite embarrassment about me at the moment.
Well, I saw some of your cards, so let me reshuffle those.
Okay,
and he just kind of focuses on that and brings your attention back to the cards.
Right. I'm staring at those very pointedly and trying not to think about that.
Except the general embarrassment, is there any other thoughts in there right now?
I think there's discomfort from the sensations, more so than, I don't know, not just in terms of general touch, just also not wanting to feel that again. The joy and the happiness that was fine. That is welcome, and I'm glad. But there's just something about that sensation didn't sit right with me.
But
and also I'm just uncomfortable with just knowing that about my sister.
Antoni doesn't pry or bring it up in any way. He just reshuffles cards and very calmly deals them again and continues playing.
And then I very much focus on the cards. Possibly to the point where I'm not actually playing very well.
Yeah. And you are interrupted by knocking at the door. And Antoni says, "Excuse me," and he moves as if he wanted to stand up, but he winces in pain.
Shall I get that?
So, come on in. Joanna, is it you? And then door slightly opens, and Jagoda is in there. She says, "I'm afraid not. We need to speak. I have some news."
Shall I take my leave?
And she sort of looks to you, like she hasn't noticed you at first. Miss Woźniak, was it? I apologize. Yes. We have...
Business?
Yes, business. I'm trying to keep Antoni updated on what's going on so that he finds it easier to return to work.
Shall I leave you to it then?
If you don't mind.
Of course, well.
I won't be very long, I think.
Fair enough. Well, have a pleasant rest of your evening.
You too, and thank you, says Antoni. Yes. It was a pleasure to spend some time with you.
And you. And I smile at him warmly and then nod to Jagoda and leave.
And where are you heading?
I have no idea. Maybe back to Elysium at this point because, yeah, I'm not going back to the rooms.
So you're heading towards the Elysium.
Mm-hmm.
After some time, Janina, you're lying in bed with Nastia. She is holding you in her arms.
I will just stroke her hair and just enjoy her company for a moment until I guess I realized that we should probably...
After a while you realize you should probably start like getting ready at least to go.
And I will just go get myself presentable. But I guess my eyes always like look at Nastia while
She sort of looks to you with like the question on her face as you just start getting ready.
Well, I think I have to find Belle.
I'm sure she knows where we are.
Yeah, but we also what time is it also?
I would say it's approaching 1 maybe.
Okay.
There's still some time, but you need to get ready, find Bea. You have time to talk to her a little bit, but you have to.
Then I will just maybe tell her about the meeting that I'm having. I'm probably not saying the place. I'm just because I don't want her to get into trouble and wanting to follow me. So I'm just telling her that me and Bea, that we have a meeting at 2 a.m.
Earlier manipulation and subterfuge, actually. Because you're specifically not wanting to give out some things about the nature of that meeting.
I have 110.
The difficulty is 6.
Okay, so 1 success.
So she sort of pauses for a moment and says, just don't get into any trouble, okay?
I won't.
Do you want me to come with you? Is it that kind of thing?
Well, if it was up to me, I would love to have you around, but I'm not sure because Abelard told me about Bea, but I don't want to bring someone he doesn't expect there. So
it's probably wise, although I should probably contact Sigmund, but I wish we could just stay here.
I would love to just spend my nights just being with you, but it's not what we can do, at least not right now.
This is so... I'm so happy, but also it looks like we're going to have much less time to spend together now. But we'll make time between your work and my work.
You're always welcome to come check out on me in the hospital.
And I'll probably be here quite a bit with Sigmund when he comes to meetings and, he wants me to meet all sorts of kindred.
You're going to be a very important lady.
I'd rather just be here with you, if I'm honest.
I know, I would rather be with you, but I guess part of Camarilla is that we have to work. We just don't get paid.
No, we don't. But I suppose we do in some ways.
Well, I mean, it's good to be useful.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about fucking Camarilla. And she just pulls you in for another kiss.
Look at you. You're finally showing some real Bruja colors.
She laughs at that. And she kisses you and then I should probably let you get going. But I really don't want to.
We'll see each other. Well, maybe not tomorrow. Tonight, then tomorrow. And, I have the phone.
Here.
Yes, can you show me your room finally, now that we are we together? And I
would hope so. And she kind of pulls you closer in this, not quite possessive, but very much yes sort of gesture. It's a bit of possessive, I would say.
Oh, I enjoy. Finally, I'm having a girlfriend.
And she gives you her room number.
Okay. And I'm going to remember it. And I will kiss her and I will leave her in the room and go find Bear.
Oh, she leaves with you.
Okay, then.
She sort of gives you one last kiss and then heads towards her room, which would be a floor below.
Yeah. Okay, I will probably... I first probably go check Bear's room, and if she's not there, because I guess she's not with Antoni anymore because a lot of time has passed, so I don't think she would. I will. It's probably easier to check on the Elysium first after her room.
Yeah, so she's not in her room, and you start heading towards the Elysium.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bear, you get to the Elysium.
Yep.
You see a similar array of people that was there before. Roman is gone by now. You see Mikhail is back. Eliza is gone. And Magdalena is now talking with Conrad, the toreador. And Joachim is near them, but as you enter, he looks towards you. And comes up to you, sort of as you're still in the door. Good evening. I just wanted to check on how you are doing. And he sort of glances outside towards the corridor with a sort of question.
I'll just shrug and head into the corridor. I'm doing all right.
He's there with you and looks a little bit. My sire seemed pleased with you, but I know he can be a lot to get used to.
He's an intense man. I'm doing all right. I'm actively not going to mention that blood magic makes me horribly uncomfortable around the Tremere.
Roll your self-control and subterfuge.
Okay. You know what? I'm spending a willpower on this.
All right.
I won't show weakness around the Tremere. Okay. Was my difficulty 6?
6, yes.
Okay. It depends what the misdirection would come into this, but currently it's 4 successes.
I think it could, potentially, but it doesn't matter. He didn't roll that well.
Okay.
Somehow. So he just says, I'm glad.
I think I misdirect him by mentioning other bits that did make me uncomfortable. And
what do you mean? Like,
seeing my friends.
Oh yeah, all right. So
yes.
you mentioned that.
Yes.
Okay.
So I try to disguise my discomfort.
Yes, you absolutely can misdirect him with that, and
yes,
as well. I'm sure it must have been difficult. I'm sorry.
Oh well, it had to be done. So,
indeed,
duty first.
He smiles at that. That is our way.
Well, I'm glad to hear I didn't make a complete mess of the operation.
Oh no, my sire didn't go into details, of course, but he seemed pleased with your performance, if that means anything to you.
I always like an appraisal report.
Well, that's all I wanted. I won't take up more of your time.
Fair enough.
Just make sure you're holding up all right.
Of course, yes. And I hope you're doing well.
I am.
being given
written up a lot of what we've discovered.
Imagine that involved a fair bit of writing.
Yes, but I don't mind. It's relaxing in some way. Just writing about it instead of having to relive it.
Yes, I suppose so. I say, thinking of my journal.
I should get back to my sister of sorts.
Of course.
Make sure she doesn't get into any trouble.
I wouldn't know anything about dealing with that.
He smiles at that and gives you a wink.
I wink back.
I'm sorry I took you away from the Elysium. I will be heading back now.
It's fine.
And he starts heading back, sort of gesturing to.
I head back in with him.
Get back in with him, and he just nods and gives you a slight bow and heads towards Magdalena.
Is Rahela free at all, or is she occupied?
She's sitting near Stefania and Mikhail, but she doesn't appear to be engaged in conversation.
Okay. Then I'll approach them and politely nod to both Stefania and Mikhail, and smile at Rahela.
They greet you, but they don't engage further. And Rahela smiles at you.
Good evening.
Good evening, there. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. How are you getting on? Oh, sorry.
I'm nothing to visit.
I've been. She sort of shakes her head. And then Stefania kind of extends her hand and takes Rahela's hand and just says, "It's all right, my dear. No one will judge you here." And Rahela shakes her head. Of course it's difficult, but I'm holding on as best I can.
I'd like to roll self-control so that I can touch Rahela.
Difficulty 7.
Okay. 3 successes.
No problem at all.
And I'll lean forward and just take her hand, of course.
She doesn't seem to be very talkative, but she accepts your hand and holds your hand.
If she's not feeling talkative, then for now I'll sit with her and just observe the room. Just stay there with her. I'm able to push away the feelings for the most part. The feelings of discomfort from touch. Eventually it might get a bit too much and I'll loosen my grip slightly.
And she takes away her hand at that. You don't have to. I appreciate your company.
Of course. Sometimes I want to. And then I'll look back to the room and just observe.
You observe and you see Joachim starts leaving with Magdalena, and Conrad wants to come with them, and Joachim sort of hesitates, then tells him to wait. And soon after that, Janina comes in through the door.
I will look for Bea. And
you see Bea sitting with the Toreadors and Rahela.
Okay, I'm not going to go there. I will. If Bea sees me, I will wave at her. If not, I'm gonna sit somewhere.
She sees you.
Okay. Then I will just wave at her and sit somewhere.
Okay. Keeping my face as impassive as possible, I will excuse myself from the Toreadors and Rahela and make my way over.
You excuse yourself. Mikhail just says, "Have a pleasant rest." of the night, Miss Wozniak.
Of course, you as well, sir.
I appreciate the care you show for Rahela.
Of course. And I give Rahel a smile.
And she smiles at you. And you find Janina.
I'm trying to keep my face as impassive as possible.
And I'm also trying to
God.
to try to like just be like serious and like I'm sorry I didn't manage to.
That's fine. You've put yourself on mute.
It wasn't me, it was Kat. It was Nastia. She walked through my keyboard.
Obfuscate. Yes. No, that's completely fine. We had places to be.
Yes, I guess it's time for us to go.
Yep. And
you start heading out of the Hotel Bristol. You head outside. And I think as you head to meet up with Abelard is a good moment to end for tonight and give Dolores back to her cats. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so
for
much.
running.
Thank you.
Yes, I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much
Nastia
to
was
everyone who's
amazing.
been watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back in 2 weeks as usual, which will be on the 6th of December. And we hope you will join us again to see what happens at the meeting with Abelard and what Janina and Bea learned there. So join us on the 6th of December, the same time, 6:30 p.m. GMT, here on the Lamias channel. And thank you once again for continuing to follow the story with us. We really appreciate every one of you. Have a good night or whatever time zone you're in. And see you in 2 weeks. Take care.
Bye.